Well, I've only had this channel for a few weeks and I'm already breaking the first rule. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Jake and I started a series where I'm filling up my bookshelf from the very first book that I read just a few years ago all the way to my current book and moving forward. Now I'm going to keep the bookshelf on the other side of this video today because I want to talk about a book that I just finished as it was recently released. And this book is Restarting by Phil Got Books. If you haven't heard of his channel, I highly recommend checking it out. For me, it was one of the main channels that actually got me interested in starting my own channel myself. I did a deep dive on his videos when I fell in love with BookTube just a few years ago, and I really connected with it. He's a big sports fan. I'm a massive sports fan. He's really good at creating content and editing and everything like that. And he talks about how he got into reading later in life, just like I did. I started reading for fun when I was 28. I'm 30 now. So I've only been doing it for a few years. And when he announced that he wrote a novella, I had to pick it up immediately. And I'm going to say, trying not to be biased, I really enjoyed the book. And in this review, I'm going to talk about why I think that you should pick it up. First, for me, is pacing. I mean, even if you look at his reviews, his early on reviews, people give him a really good score for his pacing, and I completely agree. The book's just under 200 pages, and if you see, it's pretty big writing. It's easy to read. The chapters are short, and it makes it to where you just fly by it. I mean, I read it in a couple hours. I got it 2 days ago and finished it last night, so it only took me a couple hours to read it. But the pacing kind of kept me wanting to keep going. There's multiple point of views in the book, which I really enjoy, especially when each character has a very clear voice, which in this case, I think Phil did a really good job with that. Each time you started a chapter with a certain character, you knew exactly who it was. The voices were very clear. The overall premise of the book kept me interested the whole time. It's about a guy that he was gifted the chance to have 5 restarts to find his life's purpose. He has a week to do it, and if he doesn't do it, he's gonna die. And you kind of just go along his journey. He has very unique friends throughout. He goes through different battles with interesting characters that keep you entertained. But it's very lighthearted. It's very funny. If you watch Phil's videos, a lot of times you watch them because of his humor, and he put that humor right into this book. So if you're someone that has seen his videos before and you enjoy them, you're going to enjoy this book. He even talked about in his video where he announced the novella that this book is really written for people that enjoy his videos because the same sense of humor that he does in his videos, he's able to do a very good job of putting that straight into his writing. I was very impressed with it. Even the epilogue at the end kind of gets you interested in really wanting him to write more and figure out what else he could do with this story. Which for me as a new reader, anytime I read something, I love an epilogue at the end that kind of gets me excited to read more about that author. So if Phil does have any desire to keep writing, you could put me under somebody that would read anything that he writes because, like I said, it was lighthearted, it was fun, it was short, it was easy. I'm reading a lot of big books. You can even see with my channel so far with the King Killer Chronicles and the Red Rising series. Those are massive books. And when I picked this up, it was kind of nice to just read something that was different, where I wasn't, expecting some giant space opera or some epic fantasy world. It's like, no, it's a couple hundred pages. It's supposed to make you laugh. It's supposed to be fun. Uh, for me, it's a good book to just like easily recommend to people if they just want to, try out reading because they haven't done it in a while. This is a great book to do. So I'm gonna in the comments section have the Amazon link where you can go and buy it. I'll also, put his YouTube channel in here. If somehow you're watching my videos and you've never seen Phil's videos, you need to change that because his videos are great. So Phil, shout out to your book. Pretty awesome that you were able to do something like this so quickly. And I had a great time. So go pick it up. And I'll be back in a couple days with my next book for the series of filling up my shelf. Talk to you guys soon.